take control of one little thing that you feel is a little bit out of control in your life and sit back and try to relax and figure out how it makes you feel. Hey everybody, this is Gregory Paul Kotsaftis of the Pitching the Truth podcast. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy today's episode. And as always, thank you so much for listening. Hello, and thank you for listening. This is Greg again from Pitching the Truth podcast. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting me. I greatly appreciate it. So last week I had a little bit of a post. It was a little bit exposing myself a little bit to the fact that I was a little bit unhappy with my path. Some people responded, they thought that I was unhappy in life, which is not the truth. I was just unhappy with the progress of what I was trying to do and where I was trying to go with my life and what I thought was important. So after that post, or actually just before it, I had already made a couple of conscious decisions of a couple of things that I wanted to do in order to build up myself and challenge myself, to make myself feel a little bit more engaged, a little bit more challenged, I guess, in life, and trying to figure out some things that would be more stimulating to myself, both physically and mentally. So, I don't think all of you know that I made a challenge to read 50 books this year. So I dove right back into that, trying to get about 4 to 5 books a month. It's been really obviously challenging of time, but the satisfaction of learning everything and everything else has been great. So that was one thing that I'd already started. But what I decided to do for the month of March in relation to Lent, yes, I am Catholic, I decided to give up alcohol. And that has been not really that big of a challenge, because it's not like it's a hard thing to do, in my opinion. But it's also something that's very, very mentally stimulating to be able to say when you're in a group of people that all want to drink, and you're like, no, I'm not drinking for Lent, I'm not drinking until the middle of April, and have them look at you like, oh, come on, just have a little wine, have a glass of this, have a glass of that. But to be able to say no, and then just to feel that clarity of knowing that you're in complete control of your life, doing whatever you want to do, and the outside influences of other people do not matter, is a big deal. It's a big deal for me anyway, because I felt that in the past, my life has been influenced by the opinions of others, by people's needs and wants that they've put upon me, that they've tried to get me to help them with. They've taken of my time. So being able to say no to drinking is just one small victory for me. And the huge benefit is the next day you wake up and you're like all energized and ready to go, and other people are all groggy and foggy mind and not know what to do. So that's one thing I did, which is a bit of a challenge. Yesterday I did a 24-hour fast, which again is challenging. It wasn't because it wasn't going to happen deliberately. It just kind of happened randomly because of my fiance had to fast for a procedure she was going through. So I decided to support her and fast myself. And I always forget when you fast, about the next morning you wake up and you're not really hungry. And your mind is a lot clearer and your body seems to be cleansed. It's a great way to reset your digestive system. At least that's been my experience with it. And I need to start focusing on doing that at least once a month. It's only 24 hours, people. It's not that big of a deal. You have a pretty good breakfast and you don't eat until breakfast the next day. It gets a little rough in the mid-afternoon, but drink a lot of water and you'll be fine. And on top of that, on that day of fasting, I decided to do legs at the gym. So I did heavy lifting, heavy squats, a lot of great exercises. I went in the sauna, steamed it out, really pushed myself, even though I had no food in my body, to try to see where I could go. Now, this may seem like some people out there might think it's a really difficult thing to do, but honestly, it wasn't that hard. It wasn't that hard not to eat and to exercise and to drink a lot of water and just focus on that. But the mental clarity, just a little bit of a jump start that it gave me in my mind was really beneficial and really led me to believe that I could probably do it for multiple days if I really wanted to. Those are just a couple of things. The last thing I did is I decided to up my game in jiu-jitsu and start training 3 to 4 times a week, which I joined another private group, which has been great because I've met some really good people. And also the training's been excellent. And it's a different style of exercise. Again, that takes a little bit more time than most. But in the end, it is making me feel like I'm on more of a path, more of a direction. So these are just a couple of things. again, reflecting back to my last post of being a little bit unhappy, I was in a little bit of a rut, and I wanted to do something to make myself feel more in control. And that's really what this comes down to, taking control of your life, taking control of what you want to do, where you want to go, the people you want to spend time with, and focusing on those things rather than worrying about why you're unhappy. So this podcast has been a labor of love for me. I really enjoy doing it. Honestly, sometimes I think I get more out of it than the people that are listening to me, because I get a chance to really check myself and put it out in the world about what I'm thinking and what I'm trying to do. So I think you shouldn't use the word so, by the way. I use so as a filler word all the time. It's not a good thing. You should try to be more focused on what's important for you and what's important in your life. And you should try to little by little take advantage or take control of one little thing in your life. That could be the simplest thing as getting up earlier in the morning. That could be going to bed earlier. That could be reading. That could be writing. That could be joining different groups and meeting different people. Take control of one little thing that you feel is a little bit out of control in your life, and sit back and try to relax and figure out how it makes you feel. How does it make you feel when you are really in control, when you're prepared, when you get up early and you clear your desk? As I look at my desk, which has a little bit of clutter on it, but I probably clear it at least 2 or 3 times a day, reorganize it, restructure, figure out what I need to do, get those things together. What are you doing to eliminate one little thing that is distracting you, that is causing you to be not happy or not focused or feel like it's a bit of a burden? What is that one thing? Figure that out. Take inventory of your life. Take a look at what you've got going on and figure out what that is. And now here's another thing. Here's another random thing that happened yesterday. I tend to give my money away when I'm, at a stoplight and I see a homeless person. I just can't help myself, because I always feel, regardless of their issue or why they want the money, and I know a lot of people out there feel that, they're going to use it for drugs or alcohol. Well, so be it. I'm not going to judge and decide who I'm going to give money to if I'm going to judge them by looking at them as to whether or not they may or may not have a substance abuse problem. I just want to try to help. Every single time I do this, it comes back to me. It comes back to me with a better relationship with a random person I never met. It comes back to me financially. Yesterday, I gave somebody $10, and all of a sudden somebody else gave me $500. I don't know how that happens, but it does happen often. Random acts of kindness, I think, are something that people do not spend a lot of time on in focusing to reconnect with other human beings. And I'm not telling you to do this for the satisfaction of having something come back to you. I want you to do it out of the goodness of your own heart, just to help random people. But again, this could be a change in your behavior. This could be one thing that you do to try to get yourself out of your rut, because we all commute to work. At least in Denver, there's a lot of homeless people. I mean, I could have this opportunity that I mentioned to you just now multiple times every single day. And I think a lot of people don't even pay attention. I sit in line and I watch as there's 15 cars in line and nobody rolls their window down. That blows my mind. $1, change, anything. People are scared. They're scared to interact with other people that are not like them, that may be down on their luck, that may be struggling. And I think that people really need to reach out to each other and try to help each other. I certainly do that every day, trying to help random people and friends, and always be available for my children, always be available for my fiance to help. And I think that a lot of people out there are just intimidated. They don't know what to do. They're a little bit nervous. They're a little bit shy. They're worried something bad's going to happen, which it's not. So that's one more thing that you should probably try to do in order to break yourself out of your rut. So these are things that I've implemented in the last 30 days. I'm going to try to re-implement new things every 30 days and learn different things and try different things in my life and try to be more focused and in the moment. This week I'm Toastmasters at my Toastmasters group. Very excited about that. Get a chance to get up there and speak and again influence a group of 20 people in a room with some of my thoughts and my ideas, which is very, very important for me personally to help other people. So this is a little bit of a random random podcast, a random blurb of different things. I hope to get some more guests on here to talk about these subjects with various people besides myself. But I wanted you all to know that being unhappy a little bit is okay. Struggling a little bit is okay. Taking action steps, one small, simple step in a different direction is all you need to do. Just one step. It doesn't have to be everything at once. People get impatient. They always think, I got to do it all at once. I got to save up. I've got to plan. I've got to get all this information together. Then once I have all those things together, then I'll make the change. That's not how it works. It's one small act at a time. So get out there. Hopefully all of you will do something today. Do something to help some other people. And thank you for listening as always. And I look forward to talking to you soon.